GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good morning, Montreal. I'm Lauren Dupuis. Today we'll break down the city's decision to cancel the Outre-Moen modular housing project over contamination, preview the $134 million Place des Arts theater renovation, and note traffic is clear this morning. Over to you, Ryan.
The Montreal Alouettes beat the Calgary Stampeders 37-30 in yesterday's home game at Percival Molson Stadium.
The Alouettes opened scoring with a creative wide receiver throwing play early in the first quarter, setting the game's pace.
The victory marked the Alouettes' first win over the Stampeders this season, improving their league standing.
All right, let's get into it. Top headlines coming up this morning on local news and weather. Good morning, Montreal. Premier Christine Freichet visited the Sanguinet riding yesterday to unveil a new project office dedicated to upgrading Highway 132 on the South Shore. The office will oversee a 5-kilometer modernization effort that links St. Constant, St. Catherine and Delson. Officials said the initiative aims to revamp the corridor, improving safety and traffic flow for commuters between the three municipalities. The office will report directly to the Ministry of Transport and will collaborate with municipal partners to fit the upgrade into the province's long-term mobility strategy. Transportation officials anticipate that the modernized stretch will cut travel times and support local businesses along the corridor. The announcement follows a broader provincial push to enhance key transport routes across the region. Funding is earmarked for road resurfacing, bridge work, and upgraded signage, with planning set to begin later this year.
Yesterday, more than 130 firefighters gathered in Montreal for the Quebec Regional Firefit Championship. Competitors from across Canada and the United States faced a series of grueling tests that measured skill, strength, and rescue techniques. The annual Firefit event, organized by the province's regional committee, is designed to push participants' physical limits while reinforcing essential emergency response knowledge. Teams tackled obstacle courses, lifted heavy apparatus, and performed simulated rescues under timed conditions. Judges evaluated both individual performance and coordinated crew effort, highlighting the importance of teamwork in real-world incidents. Organizers said the turnout demonstrated strong cross-border collaboration and a shared commitment to preparedness. Winners will be honored at a ceremony later this month, and the competition will serve as a benchmark for training programs heading into the next fire season.
Transport Canada announced on Sunday that it has named an independent observer to monitor the federal safety investigation into the Canadian National Railway derailment that occurred Saturday night northeast of Montreal. The incident involved 49 railcars leaving the tracks, triggering a large-scale response from both the railway and regulators. The appointed observer will have full access to the investigation team, review all technical findings, and report directly to Transport Canada senior officials. CN officials said they are cooperating fully and have secured the site while crews work to retrieve the displaced cars and assess any environmental impact. The federal appointment underscores the government's commitment to thorough oversight after a derailment of this magnitude, and the investigation will continue through the coming weeks. The observer's mandate includes ensuring that all safety recommendations are documented and that any necessary corrective actions are communicated to industry stakeholders.
The Alouettes defeated the Stampeders today, finishing with a 37-30 score at Percival Molson Memorial Stadium. The victory lifted Montreal's record to 4 wins and 1 loss, marking their 5th game of the season. Calgary fell to 2 wins and 3 losses also after 5 contests. Fans witnessed a tightly contested battle, with both teams combining for 67 points. The home crowd cheered each scoring drive as the lead changed hands before the Alouettes secured the final margin. Coach praised the balanced effort that carried the team through the closing minutes. With the season still in its early stages, the Alouettes look to build on the triumph as they prepare for next week's matchup. The contest was a regular season matchup on the CFL calendar. Both squads will travel next week for their upcoming games.
Overnight maintenance work by an external partner has pushed back the reopening of Montreal's Réseau H Express Métropolitain light rail network by nearly 3 hours. The delay, which occurred during a scheduled weekend maintenance window, meant the system, slated to resume service on Saturday, July 11, did not become operational until 3 hours later than planned. Officials from the REM confirmed that the extended work time was the sole cause of the postponement. The external maintenance contractor completed the work later than the allotted window, extending the shutdown period. The REM will assess the schedule. The network, a key component of the city's public transport infrastructure, had been expected to restart on schedule after the maintenance period. Riders were informed of the revised start time and the temporary inconvenience. No further disruptions have been reported, and service is now running as intended. Up next, a record Montreal crowd cheered the Dallas Wings as they topped Toronto, plus more local stories. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Welcome back. I hope you're feeling ready for the day. Here's the latest headlines before we turn to Ryan Mercer for your local stories.
Yesterday, the Bell Center buzzed as a record-setting crowd of 20,996 packed the arena to watch a WNBA regular season showdown. The Dallas Wings edged the Toronto Tempo, finishing 108-95. Stargard Paige Buchers led Dallas with 34 points, propelling the team to its victory. The attendance mark tops any previous league figure, underscoring Montreal's appetite for top-flight women's basketball. Fans enjoyed a fast-paced contest that featured multiple lead changes before Dallas pulled clear in the final quarter. The win improves the Wings' standing in the league, while the Tempo looked to regroup ahead of upcoming games. For locals, the night offered a rare chance to see elite talent up close without leaving the city, adding another highlight to this summer's sports calendar.
Police officers have been stationed in large numbers at the public FIFA World Cup celebrations across the city, prompting a wave of complaints from soccer supporters. Fans say the visible law enforcement presence feels excessive and distracts from the atmosphere of joy that the tournament has brought to neighborhoods. The celebrations, which have erupted on streets and public squares since the tournament began earlier this month, remain under police monitoring as authorities cite public safety concerns amid large crowds. Local supporters have taken to social media and community meetings to voice frustration, arguing that the heavy presence dampens the communal spirit they hope to share. Police officials maintain the deployment is intended to prevent incidents and ensure a safe environment for everyone enjoying the matches. The situation continues to develop as the city hosts ongoing festivities.
Yesterday, the Canadian canoe team brought home 2 silver medals at the World Cup held right here on the St. Lawrence. Brianna Hennessy captured silver in the canoe sprint, while Sophia Jensen earned the same honor in the para-canoe division. Both athletes delivered strong finishes on familiar water, adding to the excitement for local paddlers who line the river each morning. The results mark the first podium finishes for Canada at this year's World Cup series, and they underscore the strength of the national program as it looks ahead to the upcoming international championships. Fans gathered at the waterfront to cheer the duo, and the medals will be displayed at the local sports center later this week, offering a chance for more residents to see the achievements up close. Local schools also celebrated the triumph, planning short visits to share the athletes' stories with students.
The Metropolitan Commuter Rail has shut an 11-kilometer stretch of its line, a closure that began yesterday and continues today. Officials say the segment was taken out of service after construction work was found to be substandard, forcing the railway to suspend service along route. The line, one of province's busiest commuter corridors, sees thousands of riders each day, and weekend shutdown has left many commuters seeking alternatives. Metro buses and train lines are handling increased demand as passengers adjust. Morning commuters reported delays of up to 30 minutes, while evening travelers faced longer waits as alternative routes became congested. Engineers are assessing the faulty work, and repair crews are slated to begin remediation, though no completion date has been set. Transit Authority has posted notices at affected stations and is monitoring passenger flow to mitigate bottlenecks. Riders are advised to check schedules for updates, as disruption remains in effect.
6 family medicine groups across the province have welcomed more than 20,000 new patients this month after the government reached a new agreement with family physicians. The deal, announced in July, aims to boost enrollment and ease the search for a regular doctor. Several clinics reported nearly doubling their rosters, and one physician now cares for over 3,300 patients, a workload that rivals larger health centers. For residents who have struggled to secure appointments, the surge means shorter wait times and more access to routine care, from childhood immunizations to chronic disease monitoring. Clinics are extending opening hours on weekdays and adding weekend slots, giving workers more flexibility to book checkups without missing a shift. Health officials say the rapid expansion reflects the province's push to strengthen primary care and keep families healthy without having to travel far for basic services.
Let's check the forecast with our weather team so you can plan your day ahead.
A deepening high over Quebec drives today's clear skies, while a northwest jet injects mid-level momentum. On this date, Montreal recorded a scorching high of 32.8 degrees Celsius in 2025, a brief surge during an unprecedented heat wave that rattled the province's power grid. The chilly counterpart is 14.3 degrees Celsius set in 2013, when an Arctic air mass slipped southward, blanketing the city in frost. By contrast, the climatological average for today hovers around a high of 26 and a low of 15, underscoring how today sits comfortably between those extremes. The live radar screen is completely quiet across the province, confirming the absence of any rain or snow bands. This stillness reflects the dominant high pressure aloft, which suppresses lift and keeps moisture locked away. With the northwest jet streaming overhead at roughly 114 kilometers per hour, any disturbance would be sheared apart before reaching the city. I'm now turning from the radar to the day's outlook. At 7 a.m., the air feels crisp at 16 degrees with a clear sky and a modest east breeze of 3 kilometers per hour. A high-pressure ridge is building and rising, sealing in stable conditions through the morning. The northwest jet, moving at about 114 kilometers per hour at the 500 HPA level, reinforces the ridge and discourages any surface cyclogenesis. Temperatures climb steadily, reaching 20 degrees by 9, 24 under a brief overcast at noon, and peaking near 27 in the mid-afternoon while skies remain mainly clear. The UV index sits at 6, and the strongest gusts will be around 13 kilometers per hour from the southwest. No weather alerts are active. With the ridge persisting, the evening will hold a gentle overcast and a low of 26 before nightfall. Tomorrow continues the warm pattern with a high of 28 and a low of 16 under clear skies, mirroring today's mildness. Monday introduces a cooler shift. A low-level trough will bring overcast conditions and a 55% chance of rain, with temperatures ranging from 17 to 25. Tuesday spikes into a hot spell, reaching a high of 33 and a low of 23, partly cloudy but dry. Wednesday rebounds to a clear sky and a high of 30, low of 20, thanks to the ridge re-establishing itself. Thursday ends the stretch with another clear day, high 28, low 16, and a modest 20% chance of rain. This sequence highlights a weekend of stability, a mid-week heat surge, and a return to pleasant summer weather. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunrise is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcasts.
We break down heavy traffic snarls, preview tonight's Sondela RNB experience, and spotlight MTY Food Group. We will be right back.
Watch the local sunset tonight at 6 p.m. for all your local Montreal news.
Eastbound traffic on Autoroute 40 is being diverted onto Côte de Lys Service Road, and several entrance ramps and exits along the highway are closed. That bottleneck will spill into West Side commuter belt through morning rush. On Honoré Mercer Bridge, one lane in each direction remains closed, slowing flow across river. At Highway 13 and Highway 520 interchange, lane reductions and ramp shutdowns add further delay for drivers heading north or south. Reconstruction of Cavendish Boulevard overpass has shut access roads, forcing local traffic onto adjacent streets. Westbound traffic on Claimant Bridge is reduced to a single lane while repairs continue on beams. Finally, Descaries Highway is operating with only northbound lane open between SHAI Arbrook Street and Côte St. Luc, creating a choke point in East End. No transit disruptions have been reported, so metro and bus network remain on schedule. Expect lingering congestion through morning, with conditions easing after rush.
Montreal Jazz Fest is in full swing at Parc Jean-Drapeau, with world-class jazz on multiple stages right now, perfect for a sunrise stroll with a coffee in hand. If you're in the mood for a classic flick, head to the Canal de Lachine for the outdoor film noir screening, running all day on the water's edge, a nostalgic escape for movie lovers. For a taste of the Caribbean, the Clock Tower Quay in the Old Port offers vibrant food stalls, live reggae and cultural workshops, a flavorful way to start your weekend. And looking ahead, the Pan American Canoe Sprint and Paracano Championships kick off tomorrow at the Olympic Basin on Parc Jean-Drapeau, bringing elite athletes and a festive atmosphere as Montreal celebrates the 50th anniversary of the 1976 Games. Whether you're listening, watching, eating, or cheering, the city has something to spark your Sunday. And now here's Tyler with sports.
Montreal sports had plenty to talk about this weekend. Here's the latest. The Montreal Alouettes got on the board first against the Calgary Stampeders with some serious creativity, a wide receiver throwing pass that put the Owls ahead early. Sportsnet captured the highlight, and it was exactly the kind of trick play ingenuity that gets a crowd on its feet. History was made at the Bell Center when Montreal hosted its first ever WNBA regular season game. The Dallas Wings defeated the Toronto Tempo 108-95, but the crowd left a lasting impression. Tempo forward Laura Juskate told reporters afterwards, quote, "Maybe we should move here." The Montreal Roses are making moves ahead of their season. The club announced the signings of Marie-Asmine Aladou and Yves Perisset, two internationally pedigreed players who, according to CBC Sports, bring serious global experience to the growing women's soccer program here in Montreal.
MTY Food Group, the Montreal-based franchising powerhouse behind dozens of casual dining brands, announced a major shift today. After a sharp drop in sales and profit, the company will shutter 68 restaurant locations, all outside Quebec, while its Quebec outlets remain open. The closures will affect hundreds of employees and ripple through local suppliers who rely on those kitchens. For neighborhoods across the country, the loss of familiar dining spots means fewer jobs and fewer places to gather over a quick bite. Here in Montreal, MTY still stands as a homegrown success story that helped put our city's culinary creativity on the national stage, reminding us that even the strongest can face tough seasons. And finally, we celebrate the Alouettes, thrilling 37-30 victory over the Stampeders right here in Montreal. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Coming up tonight at 6, the local sunset. Your neighborhood, your city, your news. From City Hall decisions to the stories happening right on your street, we cover what matters most to Montrealers. Join us tonight at 6 p.m. on GMNA for the local Sunset Montreal's evening newscast.
In the heart of the plateau, just beyond the bustling market on St. Laurent, a small group of volunteers gathered on a crisp Saturday morning. Led by community organizer Marie-Claude, they unfolded a bright blue banner that read, "Our neighborhood, our future." The new provincial demographic report had just been released, showing that while some rural towns will see residents drift away, Montreal's inner boroughs are projected to welcome new families and fresh faces. As the banner rose, a 5-year-old with a paint-splattered apron handed a freshly baked croissant to an elderly neighbor, sparking a ripple of laughter that echoed down the cobblestones. Later, at a nearby community center, local artists displayed murals that map imagined growth, vivid trees sprouting from the streets, children's silhouettes reaching toward the sky. The scene reminded everyone that numbers on a page become lived stories when neighbors choose to build, share, and welcome. So as the sun climbs higher over the St. Laurent, we carry forward the simple truth that our city's strength lies in the everyday acts of caring for one another.
On a crisp Saturday morning at the corner of St. Laurent and the Jean Talon REM station, commuters gathered under a canopy of maple leaves, waiting for the rapid transit line that had paused for the first time in years. The REM, a sleek network that stitches together the greater Montreal area, is run by a private consortium. Under Quebec's labor code, the system is labeled a public service, yet the law does not obligate its operators to keep trains running during a strike. As the clock ticked past 8, a spontaneous scene unfolded. A local bakery set up a pop-up table, handing out warm chocolate croissant sandwiches to stranded riders, while a group of university students organized a shuttle using a borrowed bike share van. A street violinist slipped a mellow melody through the air, turning the platform into an impromptu concert hall. By noon, the waiting crowd had swapped stories, shared phone chargers, and even coordinated a walking route to the next station, turning inconvenience into community. It reminded everyone that the city's true rhythm isn't just on the rails, but in the kindness that keeps us moving forward.
Thank you, Montreal, for joining us on the local sunrise. Tonight's highlight was the Alouette thrilling win over the Stampeders, a true showcase of hometown spirit. We appreciate your continued trust and look forward to bringing you more stories tomorrow morning. See you then. Stay warm and have a great day.